Good morning, faith community. I'm Travis, and this, of course, is the great Sara Vanden Boss, the lady who runs FCBC behind the scenes.
Oh gosh.
And we're just incredibly grateful for Sara and all the work that she does with our kids ministry. And we're here
Mhm.
today to do a recap on Faith Kids Camp that ended last Friday. And I'll just tell you, it was my first one here watching Faith Kids Camp live and in person. And it was incredible.
Mhm.
Just such great work, so much high energy, so much food, so much just great gospel
Mhm.
proclamation that took place throughout the week. So, tell us a little bit about Faith Kids Camp.
Yes, yeah, it was an awesome week like you talked about. Thank you for being out there too.
Of
That was
course.
so encouraging to see you there. It was an awesome week. We had 196 kids that registered between 5 and 5th grade. And we had about 110 people that were serving throughout the
Wow.
week,
Yeah.
either preparing food, cleaning up, helping with the Bible team, crafts, worship, drama. So it was really neat just to feel the energy of the body coming together
Hmm.
and serving one another. I think that was so exciting. But yeah, we did it for 5 nights in a row. So I think most of the team is a little bit tired,
Yeah.
but it was
Yeah.
so worth it. It was so amazing.
And what was the theme for those who weren't able to be here?
Yes, so this year it was back in time. So when you stepped into the foyer of the
Yeah.
church, it was the 80s mall setting. So our skit and our drama was set up in the 80s. And then from there in the skit, they take a time machine back in time to the life of Paul, and they get to see him and encounter Paul in his conversion. So from Saul to Paul. And so, yeah, that was the whole theme. And every day it hit a different theme with the skit and then also back into the Bible time. So it was awesome. It was such a good week.
And this was not a canned curriculum, meaning we didn't purchase this material. So how did that come about?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have a really good team. Shauna Hackle, I'll give her huge props. So
Hmm.
back in October, we sat down and she gave me a list of 3 different options of, hey, what are some themes that we want to talk through? We went with this one with Life of Paul. And so then, from October to January, she wrote our skit. And then we went back and forth on that. And then
From
once
wait, did you say from October to
October to
Jan? Wow.
January.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Shauna.
yeah, Shauna Hackle, she is awesome. So she wrote that, and then once we developed what the key themes were for every day,
Hmm.
then we were able to put that into our game time, our craft time, our Bible time, and the mission, so that way we could just tie every single day theme and verse all together. So we really just start with Shauna. She just really ran it and went. She's amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. And the skits were hilarious as well as like they were super instructive, scriptural, um, on point with gospel presentations, but at the same time really funny. So
Mhm.
Shauna, amazing work by Shauna. If
Mhm.
you see Shauna, and we should put a photo of Shauna or something.
Yeah.
All the love, Shauna. She's amazing.
Yes.
What was your favorite moment of the week?
Well, that's hard. There's so many good ones. Probably favorite moment of the week was seeing that aha moment for some of the kids when
Hmm.
they actually saw, oh, like Saul was converted to Paul, and I can do that now. Like
Hmm.
I can actually put my faith in Jesus just like Saul did, and they got to see that during the skit and the
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah.
Shauna did such a good job with that. But
Yeah.
then the Bible team on our last day really taught the gospel and gave a full presentation. Billy and his work in the missions area,
Hmm.
they had such a solid gospel lesson, and so we saw
We're
20
talking
kids.
Billy
Billy
Mogensen.
Mogensen,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So we saw 20 kids come to know the Lord
Mm,
over Faith Kids Camp, and it was just so exciting
yeah.
to see that.
And I also loved Friday night because I was sitting in the back watching Friday night of how the theme also carried through with the idea of evangelism going
Mhm.
forward. Paul gives his life to Christ, and then the Lord uses him for the rest of uh, Paul's life,
Mhm.
and how that was woven into the kids that they're also called to be missionaries
Mhm.
where the Lord's placed them in the season of their life. And I was just greatly encouraged by that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was so neat. So Kylene Hobbs in our crafts, she had the idea to do frisbees, and we put John 3:16 on there, and then the 4, which Billy taught through in the missions, and it's a way to really evangelize and to teach the
Yeah.
gospel out. And
Yeah.
so their whole thing is this summer they're supposed to go out to the park and play frisbee with some kids in the park. And even if they want to just fling that frisbee out because maybe they're more introverted and they don't want to have a
Hmm.
conversation, we
Hmm.
know
Hmm.
that the Lord's word doesn't return void. And
Yeah.
so they can pick that frisbee up and there it is right there,
Yeah.
the gospel. So,
And one of the elements of the camp this week was each Faith Kids Camp, um, you work to support a missionary
mhm.
or a missionary organization. And this year it was the crew team down at Boise State with Billy Mogensen. Um, we don't really know right now. We don't have an idea of we're trying to raise $25,000.
Mhm.
We don't have a way right now of knowing exactly where we landed. So how would people, if they say I still want to contribute to that, how would they help with that?
Yeah, that would be great. So if you go online to our Church Center app, there's a give portion also onto our website. And you can just select the Faith Kids mission, and then it's the Crew Fall Retreat. There's a little drop down give link. That would be awesome. Just the kids themselves raised $3,100
Okay,
this week, which
that's
is pretty awesome
that's
for
pretty
five
high.
to fifth graders. I kind of want to know what they're doing for summer
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah, a
So
little
that
side hustle.
their hearts to give is just so fun. One kid told me he went and told his mom, pulled out all of his money from his piggy bank and dumped it in there. I
Wow,
was like, "Oh,
cool.
so sweet."
That's
So,
sweet. Who all do you want to thank, knowing that this is a podcast and we have a limited amount
oh
of time?
man. Yeah, I feel like this is where you speed it up really fast and go 3 times. We talked about Shauna Hackle,
Mhm,
Dominique and Ryan Davis. They really came together to make the church the 80s mall setting and also Jerusalem when you go back into the children's
mhm,
ministry.
mhm.
Ryan 3D printed most of our time machine and Bertha. They put so many hours in, so we're so thankful for them. Monica Sataki, Autrey Risser, they helped with the worship and the drama. Since March, these kids have been practicing every week for worship and drama.
Incredible.
Mary Panzer did all of our costumes. Yvonne Griffiths helped behind the scenes. We have Kylene Hobbs that helped with crafts. Billy Mogensen and Lem Malabuyo.
Mhm,
They ran our mission section. Jess Olson ran our Bible teaching team. Steve Sataki ran games. And then the countless youth. We had them come in on a Friday evening and they set up most of the church for us. It was so, their energy
mhm.
was just so fun. And they really came out and served as shepherds and on game team. It was just so fun to have them out. And then, of course, our AV team, we couldn't have done it
Yeah,
without
of
them
course, yeah,
being here every night. And then so many people that just showed up every single night and after work and they poured in to those kids, even though they were tired.
yeah, yeah.
So I could go on and on. There's so many
It
people.
it is amazing, um, how many different areas are needed in the body of Christ to accomplish his work.
Mm.
And thankfully at FCBC, we have a great amount of people who are willing to step up and serve in different capacities. And so I'm sure both of us would just want to express how grateful we are for all of you who are willing to step up and
Yes.
serve the body of Christ in different ways. And then last question here, Sarah, is just how tired are you?
I'm a little tired. I will say that every night those kids give so much
Yeah, yeah,
energy
yeah,
that you're just like, "Whoa, let's go. Let's
yeah,
do this."
yeah.
And I don't know, it's the highlight of the year for me. It was so much fun.
Okay,
But
good
yeah,
deal. Well, that's it. Just wanted to give you guys a recap of Faith Kids Camp and then just again to express how grateful we are for Sarah and all of her team of volunteers that band together and pull this off year after year. It really is one of the highlights of the year here at FCBC. So
yeah.
God bless you guys. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time.